Welcome to the X Talks, where we unlock the secrets of living your ultimate life. I'm sitting here with Helen in the sauna.
Hey there.
Helen, tell us all about you and your story.
Sure. So I am a mom of three. I have three girls, 12, 7, and 3. I have a lovely husband. I have a great job as a recruiter. So I talk to fun salespeople all day. And I just moved, well, not just, moved here. Sometimes it feels like I just moved here. From Chicago, going on 6 years from now. So it's been...
Wow. I didn't know it's been 6 years.
I know.
Wow.
I know. So I should know my way around town, but I don't.
Especially coming from Chicago.
I know.
Yeah.
And I found myself here at the workout almost a year ago, which is crazy to think about. Been through a lot of life changes in the last year, post-COVID, figuring out who I am and why I'm here and the meaning of life.
Oh, well, tell me more about that.
Yes. That's what I'm figuring out. How do I find slow peace and no back pain?
Wow. So when did you feel like you've not been in peace?
Definitely throughout the pandemic. It
Okay.
really shook me to my core.
Why? What about it?
The isolation, the without resources of how do I quarantine without quarantining my mind and soul. So very detached from the world around me, and of course connected with the kids and my husband, but that's only part of life.
Right.
So I didn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, right?
Yeah.
So I needed to figure out who I was, and I literally Googled personal trainer, Fort Wayne, found the workout, came in, called Erin.
Right.
She's like, coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been
And then
doing
we
what
hit
you've
it off.
told me
Yeah.
to do ever since.
Yeah. So what was it about the pandemic that you felt so lost? Like, was it that you were tied into the outside world and you didn't know who you were? Was it... What did you need from the outside world that you weren't getting?
Great question. I think that... So in the year before the pandemic, so 2019, I started a new sales job. And I was working from home 100% of the time for the first time. So that first year of transitioning to work from home was tough. And I was just getting into the swing of things of, okay, how do I work with people who don't live and breathe next to me? Then when the pandemic hit, I was already feeling isolated.
Oh, okay.
And then the pandemic made it, I think it just exacerbated the feelings. And then the stress of, oh my gosh, am I going to lose my job? Oh my gosh, am I providing value to my employer through this hard time? There was a lot of, feeling of we should be grateful that we have a job. And so then that bled into, oh my gosh, it could be taken away in any second. Which I know a lot of people, I mean, that's reality for any job, but that shook me. And continued to shake me throughout the time.
That was really surprising to me because I guess I didn't realize how little control I had as far as... I didn't realize the government could tell me I couldn't work.
Right.
Like, wait a minute. Like, can't people choose? Like, if they want to come in or not? But so when that happened, I freaked out too, and then pivoted and adapted and had to get over it quickly so we could continue, to figure out. But that was really scary because, when you have a physical business, a physical location with people, you're in, again, I hope they're feeling value. I hope they're, I hope that they're doing, but actually for my business, it was pretty good because people don't do this on their own.
Yes.
Everyone says they will, but then they don't. And so it was almost like, oh, I guess I won't do it on my own, even though I have the time. Yeah. So that was pretty good.
That's good point.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you overcome that? How did you break those patterns? How did you...
Truly by coming here. I mean, I was pretty low mentally and emotionally. because I had a big fall, and could not move. Like, I wasn't getting to play with the kids. I wasn't getting to go on walks. I mean, it hurt to sit on the couch.
Yeah.
And so I just decided, I don't remember what it was that made me Google what I Googled. But I said, I have to change it. I have to be here.
What was it about here that changed it?
I mean, you, yeah. But it was this holistic method where I'm not just checking the box. I've seen people work with personal trainers before, right? I've had friends who've done it. I've seen, I think when I first met you, I was like, okay, I want you to be my, what is it, from Knocked Up, where Jason Segel is the sister. Yes. Take from here to here and tighten, just tighten. So, like, that's, in my mind, what I was envisioning.
Well, and so many people, like, have this idea of what a personal trainer is, right? Yes. And maybe I should call myself something else, but...
life coach.
You said, I remember when you came in, you're like, I don't want to become one of those people that talks about their diet.
Yes.
Or talks about their health. Or talks about, like
I don't want to be somebody who works out.
That was hilarious. Yeah, I don't want to be someone that works out. I was like, okay, well,
glad
why
you're
not?
Here.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? I talk about it all the time. But yeah.
And now I am consciously aware that I talk about it more, but it's because I'm passionate.
Right.
Which I didn't know that I could be passionate about this.
You thought you were going to be like, oh, look at me, and look what I've done, because you've seen those people, and that's not what we're all about.
Right. Right.
But we are about showing possibilities.
That, but then also, look at me, what I've learned here is that how I look and the weight that I'm losing, like, those are numbers. You always say it's data. But you can't say, look at me, when it's this transformation inside. You just are who you are becoming.
And everyone's on a different path.
And everybody's on a different path.
Yeah, and they're in a different part of their path.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not fair to be like, oh, look what I've done, when you see someone that's just had a baby, or that's going through a life struggle, or, you know.
Yes.
And instead, we're just here to give people power.
Which is so difficult to do in this type of setting. So that's why I keep coming back, is because this place is special. I'm not trying to toot your horn, but I'm tooting your horn. Because of how, you know, on the website it says, like, we don't do competition, we don't do this. It's really hard to live that, though. And when I come to the gym, and there's so many supportive people from all walks of life, various life experiences, who are just happy to be here and want to work hard, and it sucks and da-da-da-da-da, but everybody's opting in. And what a cool... Yeah. It's a cool community that I really needed. When I found it.
We say community over competition. Because nobody's doing the same workout. No one's doing... Yeah, everyone's getting personal trained, so we're not worried about who's lifting what. Would you say then the pandemic actually was good? It took you to a breaking point that you reached out to me? You know, like, it took you to a part of yourself that you were like, you know what? I haven't been able to look at myself this way because I haven't had this much time to sit.
Yeah. COVID blessing.
It's
a COVID blessing. Yes. It's one of the many things I learned about myself in COVID. I think that there's going to be a lot of us out there who have learned something, but it was a catalyst. Yeah. Catalyst.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So over the last year that you've been here, then, what would you say has been different or transformative, or what's helped you the best over the last year of what we do here?
The love and acceptance when I walk in the door.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's so easy because we love everybody.
Yes. I mean, I walk in and people say hi to me and care about me and want to get to know me. And when a person feels isolated and disconnected, and they can walk in, I'll never forget my first hello walking in. And that's what people care.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is so funny because I would love to break the limiting belief, and I don't know about other gyms, but I honor that it's scary to walk into a gym, you know, for people that aren't gym rats.
Yeah.
You know. And what's so funny is I hear that all the time. Like, you were like, I don't want to become one of those, like, fit people.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to get big. And I'm like, okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't just walk in, trip over a weight, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, this fitness expert or this huge person. You know, it's just so, like, everyone's limiting beliefs around, well, this is what I don't want. And that's what I hear all the time, what I don't want. And the first thing that we do is we say, what do you want? And people go, well, what I don't want. I'm like, yeah, I get that. What do you want? And we're not creating. All we're doing is living in, well, I don't want this, and I don't want that, and I don't want this. Then we get it because we're focusing on it. We're focusing on what we don't want. So, okay, tell me about your ultimate expression of you. What should we talk about, you know, the first day you come in? What we call your X life, your infinite life, the highest expression you can think of for yourself, how you're living it.
So, I was just journaling about this.
In our morning routine.
In our morning routine in the sauna. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting that you just said people focusing on what they don't want. Mm-hmm. And I was actively having to write down, I am balanced in mind, body, and spirit. What was the one? Oh, yeah. The one I was going to say. So I seek comfort and solace from within my soul. Mm-hmm. And I had to stop myself from saying, not from X, Y, and
but
Z.
You learned to do that.
But I've learned to do that. So my X life is smart, strong, beautiful, brave, which is the mantra that I started with my now 12-year-old when she was 3. My X life is balanced. It's about me first, which I've never, in the last 6 weeks, that's been my biggest realization about my X life, is that I have been making a lot of decisions on external factors. And so when I was finally asking myself, what do I want? I had no idea. And so my X life is curious about myself so that I can naturally be curious toward others and with others.
And I think one of the switches that you made, and which I feel like a lot of people need to make, is, like you said, I'm going to take care of me. Well, mothers don't do that.
Right.
And because you have 3 daughters, your X life really is being the possibility for what's possible for them. Yes. If health isn't possible for you, it's not possible for them. If happiness isn't possible for you, if you show them your boundaries, and you show them body boundaries, you show them that you love yourself and your body, and you show them how to say no, and you show them, you know, what it's like to work for something and not that immediate, immediate result or immediate, satisfaction, then it's possible for them. But we forget that, and we get stuck into this world of people judging us as mothers. Yes. And people going, yo, she's so selfish. Look at her. Look, she's fit. She must be, look at all the time she has. Yes. She must not be spending time with her kids. You know, like all that.
Well, what I was afraid of, right?
Exactly. And that's the greatest thing you can do. So for the other 23 hours of the day, you can serve everybody else because you took this time. And what we're working on, even this phase for you, isn't workouts. It's morning routines. It's meditation. It's red light. It's sauna. It's journaling.
Yeah.
Because you can't get to that W and that E without the S. Yes. You got to get through your own shit. Basically, shit.
Yeah.
I just thought of that. Yeah. Okay, get through your own shit first.
Yep.
And then people are like, why can't I follow a diet? Why can't I follow this workout routine? Why do I always fail? Well, because you haven't dealt with your head. You haven't dealt with you. You haven't dealt with your shit, with your trauma, with your emotions, with your, whatever came up for you during COVID.
Yes.
So, what does the world need to know, according to Helen?
The world needs to know that you don't have to know it all. That you have to be open to finding people who know more than you about what you want to know about, and be humble enough to accept their help.
The world needs to know you don't know it all.
Yeah.
I love that. Because being a beginner takes guts, takes worth. Sucking at something takes worth. People don't want to do that. Then they just don't want to, they don't do it. So thank you so much, Helen. Love you.
Love you.